Hello Joe, welcome back. It has been a couple years. What brings you in today?
Well, I've been out, just doing stuff. Went to the Ren Fair recently. That was like a 4 hour drive there, 4 hour drive back, and freaking traffic. I don't know. I guess that's what really brings me here is I just, traffic, man. I don't understand it. It's, it's either slow drivers, right? The people that decide that they want to go, I don't know, 10 miles under the speed limit for some god awful reason. And it's not like they're just rubbernecking, right? Because they've got to see something, which is annoying in itself because that causes like mile or two long traffic jams just because some person wants to rubberneck. Oh my gosh, did that guy bump into that guy's bumper right there? That's just Man, I'm super glad that I saw that. I'm going to tell my wife about that and how I held up traffic for like an hour and a half just so that I could make sure I could see that bumper. All right. And then there's, of course, the slow down curves, which they're not as bad as the, long traffic and everything, but those slow down curves where, I don't know, I guess it's one or two special individuals on the road that just decide that they want, oh my gosh, there's this slight curve in the highway, I better slow down 20 miles an hour. So they weren't one of the original slow drivers. Maybe they were slightly slow, but now they became like really slow. And then so it turns any little like kind of turn in the highway and everything into this just kind of mini slowdown for like a minute or two. Again, not that bad, but it sucks to be going nice 60, 70 miles an hour, and then you get close to a turn, and you're like, golly, I've got to go down all the way to frickin' 40 miles an hour.
Well, it appears your discontent has taken a detour into the realm of the uncontrollable. Pity that the highways of life refuse to conform to your personal preferences.
It's not about personal preferences. It's about just, I don't know, general just safety and stuff on the road and just being considerate to others, right? I mean, I don't mind the slow people as much as I somewhat kind of hate the fast people. Right? The fast people can be actually much worse than the slow people. Like, and then there's just your regular fast people, but the ones that blow me away the most are the ones that just drive like full speed right into a freaking fog bank. It's like, I don't know, man. I can't see anything over there. I see no lights. I barely even see the hood of my own car. But last time I saw a sign, it's at 60 miles an hour. I'm gonna go right, and they just cause these huge like multi-car crash pileups. And it's like, if you see the fog bank, pull over to the side of the road, dude. Just chill out. There's all right. That again, one you should slow the f down. I think you should pull over, but I feel as though you should at least slow down if you're pulling up to a fog bank, right? But I'm not one of those speed freaks, right? Like one of those guys that's got the car all decked out and everything. Looks like he's trying to be an extra in a Fast and Furious movie, right? And he's got his Instagram handle right there on the back of his car while he revs up his engine, pissing off everybody at the freaking grocery store parking lot and everything. I really hate it whenever they drive around my neighborhood and everything. And you just hear them, whoa, 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 just doing it. And they do it at all times of night. Just drives me insane. But I'll say one thing that there is a slight benefit to the fast speeders on the road is that whenever I'm driving down the road and everything, I know whenever I hear one of them or one of them swings past me, once they're in front of me, it's a lot better. But I also know that they're gonna any cop that's down that road is gonna pull them over. I know that I've got a clean road, no cops or anything because they are dealing with that whack-a-mole individual.
As an astute observer of highway genetics, I find that fast drivers crash more. This self-regulation and official regulation from the police keep the herd thin. Is there anything else about other drivers that bothers you?
Yeah, actually, it's those cars with like way too many bumper stickers on it. Like, I understand like having one or two bumper stickers, or like, your wife wanted to have the little family bumper stickers for each one of you and the kids and everything. I get that. But I'm talking about the cars that got like 15, 20, 30, 100 different bumper stickers on the back, typically filled with a bunch of political opinions, cuss words, and everything like that. And they typically, I remember there was this one guy. I was driving down the road. It was a couple years ago. He only had a couple on him, but one I remember he had an ICP sticker, and he was driving. And he had this just cigarette, and he was just bobbing in his mouth. And I just kind of kept driving next to him for a little while and just kind of keeping him with me. And probably for about 15 minutes, I kind of kept him around me. And that dude never once puffed on that cigarette, never did anything. It looked like it was lit, but like he never did anything. I swear that dude was probably clucking his mind out. But I always thought that was kind of funny. But mostly the people that piss me off are the people with the stickers, like the coexist stickers. The ones that always have way too many bumper stickers always have the coexist stickers, and they just they drive me insane.
I see you even have a problem with people putting stickers on their cars. The bumper sticker enthusiasts do have that ever-present, coexist, emblem. What's the story behind your disdain for this mobile display of goodwill?
Well, I really hate the coexist stickers purely because the people who have those stickers are typically some of the most, how do you say, intolerant of anybody's other ideals than their own, right? They don't believe in coexisting. They believe that you need to be exactly their way of being, or you're wrong and you're basically a Hitler or some other horrible thing, right? And I find that to be strange. Is that they say that they're trying, and that's where I call them hypocrites. Is that they're all about, oh, we just gotta coexist. But if you just start trying to talk about anything, or you even let them know that you're part of group A, B, or C, oh man, you're a horrible piece of trash, because the coexist, I don't even know why they have it, right? But it's it's this trend of the group that preaches themselves to be tolerant are actually the most intolerant individuals you'll ever see. That's what I was saying, is that it's not just like religion, which that coexist sticker's talking about, but it's about any political idea or just anything in general. Like if you disagree with them on something and you say, hey, no, actually, I believe this right here. Oh, you're a bigot, you're a racist. Let me call you an ist or a phobe, right? Just because you're not allowed to believe anything, and then they're going to sit there and support some other group, right? That is completely contrary to what the ideas that they preach, right? Like the people who are doing you know, Hamas, or the gay people that are supporting Hamas, right? I mean, it's whatever if you want to be a gay person, but like, come on now, don't support a group that like outwardly would kill you and like tie you to a chair. Like, that's wild stuff. The fact of like they have that cognitive dissonance. I don't know. I don't know if it's just an effect of like the internet, or honestly, I think people are just overall susceptible to never seeing their own side, and it's like that tribalism that we're always right and they're always wrong. We are this way, and they're the others, and they've got to be either way.
Ah, the paradox of progressive idealism. It is quite a web of contradictions. Is it their inconsistency or the clash of ideologies that irks you the most?
Well, again, it's the inconsistency, or better yet, the the consistent inconsistency in their arguments, that they will always consistently contradict themselves. And I mean, no matter what it is, like I'm fine with having my ideology and we can all believe different things, right? But like, if you're going to believe something, you should follow like a line of logic and not contradict yourself every every other statement, right? So, it get away from the political stuff and think about from like the evolution. I think it's funny that people who believe in evolution are also the people, this is survival of the fittest. Eventually, species live, die, and they die out and everything, and it's, whatever is the best and strongest species survives today, right? Yet they're also the same people. They're all like, "Oh, we gotta save all these endangered animals and X, Y, Z." And I'm like, "If what happened to survival of the fittest, buddy? If they're truly strong animals and everything, and deserve to see the future and everything, then shouldn't you, and you believe in evolution, then shouldn't you just kind of let them? If they live and thrive, then they live and thrive. If they don't, they don't." Okay, that again, that's what I say, right? And then there's also the same Karens and everything like, "Oh, little Timmy fell down over here. We got to put up warning signs." Or we got to put safety rails over here. We got to put safety rails at the edge of the Grand Canyon because people are too stupid to not stand next to a gigantic drop. Like, okay, I'm sorry, but if you stand next to the Grand Canyon or next to a skyscraper or on the edge of a bridge and everything, I'm sorry, you're gonna drop. You're gonna drop, right? I recognize why you would put some safety rails whenever you got like those sketchy rope bridges, right? Like whenever you just walk across and things like swaying, like from Shrek. Okay, put some safety ropes up there, right? But if we're talking about 3 steps going up somewhere, right? I think that we can just let little Timmy fall down and scrape his knee. I don't know. At least that's the way I feel about it. Or they've got the helmet requirements for the guys riding their motorcycles down the road. Okay? If some bozo wants to not wear a helmet and everything and choose to just drive down the street, got no protection and everything like that, that is his business if he takes himself out of the gene pool. That guy is a future Darwin Award winner. That's what I believe it is. Darwin Award winner. Again, I'm using evolution speak to support this argument against evolutionists.
The curious paradox of evolution enthusiasts sheltering the not-so-fittest is indeed a head-scratcher. The irony of protecting a feeble, be it animal or human, seems lost on them. Shouldn't the philosophy of evolution embrace the notion that, as you say, some might willingly contribute to the Darwinian improvement of the species?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would think that they would support it because, again, I don't understand why they do it. I think a lot of it is because many people who believe in evolution are typically atheist or non-religious in general, so they don't really believe in God or anything like that. So they don't really have like any moral things to hold on to. So all their morals end up being subjective, right? There's no objective truth in the world. It's only whatever they think is true is true. And that's why you can run yourself into like these wild contradictions and everything. And they can say, "Oh, evolution is where how everything came about. It's all about survival of the fittest." But I care about this animal, or the TV or the Sarah McLachlan commercial told me to care about this animal. So I, being the god of my own universe, believe that I am going to go against, evolution here and step in and try and make some sort of difference, right? I don't know. It is an interesting thing. I always think it's really funny. People always rag on me because I smoke cigarettes, or at least there's anti smokers. I'll say this: anti smokers will rag against me for smoking cigarettes. And it's always makes tickles me to death whenever they're an evolutionist because I'm actually basically trying to improve the whole species, right? Because if I smoke my whole life according to evolution, right, I'm going to birth children that are actually going to be more resistant to smoke, right? Because I grew up in an environment with a lot of smoke and everything. I smoked, most of my life, right? Who knows how long I'm going to live, but at this point I've smoked half my life. So, if I just keep doing that, my lungs are going to get tough, and I'm going to pass on these genes of tough lungs onto my kids. And then they'll continue to do that, right? Just as all of these alcoholics, right? They're pushing their livers to the max. At this point, they're still getting cirrhosis of the liver and stuff, and we're still getting lung cancer. But if we just keep, after a couple thousand years or something, right? We just keep smoking and we just keep drinking, our livers will be strong enough for people to be able to be drunk almost their whole lives. And people will be able to smoke as much as they want to. You'll be able to smoke inside. It's not going to affect anybody's lungs because there is enough of us smokers smoking and drinkers drinking hard enough to push our bodies and organs to the limit that we were actually able to create a stronger genes. But all these people sitting there putting on like Purell and everything like that, completely destroying your immune system, and that's why all the kids have allergies and everybody's got all these problems nowadays. It's because we're actually trying to make everything clean rather than pushing our bodies to the excellence and taking that next step and the evolutionary thing. But I guess whatever, dude. We can just sit back here and be primitive apes. That's why the aliens don't visit us.
Let's make sure I'm hearing you right. In your mind, the drunk and unwashed masses are actually the pinnacle of human evolution. Quite the robust vision you've got there. Well, I think that is enough for today's session. I mean, you did only pay for 15 minutes. Keep your head up out there, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.